cause tonight.
I don't know what that means. You're going to have to explain it to me.
Yeah. Dylan did help his own cause pretty well tonight with the bat, and he only gave up 1 hit in 5 innings.
He did a really nice job. I was happy for him, and he hasn't had a chance to pitch very much, and he's been such an offensive guy for us for the 3 years that he really probably hasn't got the opportunity on the mound. We've had some pretty good starting pitching. It's hard to bring him in from right field and pitch him, so it's good to get him starts on Tuesday, and it was good to see him get a win. Got him through 5 innings, and happy for Dylan. He's a really big part of our success, and it's nice to win on Tuesday. It's always, I think everybody, including them, you get conference and then you get out of conference and you jump back into conference. So, we got to kind of stay focused with that.
Will Ben be available this weekend?
With Ben, we take this matter really seriously, as all matters that deal with our student athletes, myself as a coach, the athletic department, the university, and we deal with them immediately upon finding out all the details of what's going on. We expect them all to be role models for our university, role models for our program, and there's probably not a minute that's gone by over the last 4 or 5 days that I haven't thought about it. Benny Wetzler's a fine young man, and when upon full review of the whole situation with our department, with our athletic director, with myself, we'll inform you of Ben's status.
Do you have an expectation of when that might be?
Yeah, I'm just kind of waiting to hear from a couple people, and I apologize that I wasn't able to speak to the media on Sunday, but I really didn't have the authority to speak on Ben's behalf or the university's behalf. I hadn't had any information other than what Ben told me, and so I didn't feel it was appropriate that I was able to speak on the university's behalf or Ben, and so. Like I said, we take this matter seriously. We take all matters seriously with all student athletes. And, student athletes are held at a higher standard by everybody. Coaching is kind of like being a parent. You want your kids to make every good decision. And when they don't do that, you still love them. You're disappointed, but you still love them. And, to say that I'm disappointed is an understatement, but I still can tell you that Ben's a fine person, and I feel for him, I feel for our club, our university, and our baseball program has been a tremendous example and role model, I believe, for our university. I've done this for 20 years. Nothing's ever as easy as you want it to be. I wish it was, but like I said, I wish they all made great decisions like I did when I was that age,
So do you expect to make an announcement or press release?
I do. I expect to make an announcement, and in conjunction with our school and the appropriate people, and by us not coming out and speaking out immediately, it has nothing to do with how we feel about it. It's just sometimes when you say something early, when you don't have all the information, it may not be fair to him, it may not be fair to us, it may not be fair to whoever else was involved. And so,
Pat, I don't want to go into too much of the detail on this, but sometimes when you end up at the wrong house, you get shot. I mean, is there also, somebody hears you rattling on the door and they come out of the bedroom with a gun? I mean, is there some sense of a near miss of something that could have gone tragically wrong here instead of just a sort of an unfortunate situation?
I don't believe that's the case. Certainly anything can happen anywhere, but like I said, I don't know the details of that, but I don't believe that's the situation.
Obviously, Ben's a guy who's always kind of rallied the troops in times of need. How have guys kind of been there for him the last few days that you've seen?
Well, I think it's like everything, I mean, if you look at athletic departments, and you have 500 student athletes, and you have situations that arise, and you have to deal with them, and no matter how you do that, there's going to be people that are happy about it, people that are unhappy about it. I can tell you that we've had an overwhelming support from emails and texts and phone calls, and that doesn't, by saying that doesn't at all mean that I don't take this situation serious. It doesn't mean that at all. So, there's certainly high degrees of trouble and lower level degrees of trouble and all those kinds of things, and like I said, at the end of the day, being a coach and a parent, you want what's best for them. Sometimes it doesn't work out that way.
Kind of sounds. So did Ben come to you before you
Yes.
learned anything?
Ben was the first person that talked to me.
Is it safe to say that there will be some sort of disciplinary action taken?
There will be some sort of disciplinary action taken. Our particular department has a code of conduct. We follow that code of conduct. We have several people involved. We have senior administrators involved and athletic directors involved, and all the time, no matter what it is, whether a kid has a death in the family, whether the kid is struggling in school, whether the kid has a problem off the field. It's, like I said, this is my 27th year of coaching, guys, and I feel good about the people that I've coached. I really do. Do I feel like I've done everything right in my life? No. Do I think every kid's done everything right here? No. And those things disappoint me. I've been disappointed in myself before many times, and I'm disappointed in what happened. I still care deeply for Ben Wetzler and our baseball team and our university. So, anything else about the game? Did I answer enough questions?
Well, what's up with these late emergencies? It seems like you guys are coming out strong in the 7th, 8th innings.
Yeah, I wish that we'd do that. Sustain that a little bit. Maybe do a better job early. But right now you're just trying to find a way to win baseball games and try to stay where you want to be, as focused as you can be, and try to eliminate. When everybody wants to beat you. There's all kinds of distractions for these young men, from the draft to people writing things about you. Hey, this guy's a great player. Hey, this team's going to be this, that. And I think my job is just to try to keep them focused on one game at a time and try to have good practices and try to do things right on the practice time, and in order to, take the challenge of our next opponent. Obviously our next opponent's real good. Real good. I think our league's real good, and we got tough games, coming out. So stay focused with that.
He said a few words about that series. I mean, it's a sold-out crowd. Should be
it's every series. Baseball's a marathon. You start at the beginning of the season. You tell guys it's going to be long, and if you put yourself in a position every week, the next weekend they'll get bigger, and that's just the way it goes. And so I don't know how many games we got left, 6, 7, 8, something like that. Kids are getting ready to get close to get into finals. We got to take care of that, and so we just got a lot of things on our plate. And I just hope our guys will stay focused.
A lot of people are calling Washington kind of a surprise team. What have been your thoughts on what they've accomplished so far this year?
They've done a great job. I'm telling you, they've played really good baseball. They got really good players. We saw them early and knew they were going to. I would say anybody would be surprised to think, you'd go from where they were picked. I think they were picked, but I respect their club, their staff, their players. They've got veteran guys. They've got good pitching. They can hurt you in a lot of ways. This league is, just really, really good. I mean, if you just look at the teams, it's kind of neat that the teams from the Northwest are at the top. It's kind of a neat thing. I don't think in '99 when we started this, when I went down and got beat by Stanford 22-4. Well, first of all, you didn't think Oregon would have baseball. Now all of a sudden, I think that they're tied with Arizona State. I'm not sure, but if 3 of the 4 top teams are from the Northwest, that's pretty cool.
Obviously, you have a lot of Washington guys. Is this a special one for them?
I don't know. I've never really ventured to that part of it. I think, there's a lot of people in the state of Washington, so there's a lot of players, and it's a pretty good recruiting ground. And I hope it is. I hope it's really big for them, and I'm sure it's going to be big for UW.
Anything else?
Thanks, Dylan.
Thanks, Pat.
When Dylan fouls the ball off his foot,